Shanti. I welcome you to our interview for the editorial VIT today, which is our college editorial. It is managed by the students of Weller Institute of Technology. So, sir, my first question to you would be, I recently watched your TED Talk, which you shot a couple of years
Okay.
back. And I came to know that you were like, you didn't quit your job for like 2 years because you were waiting for the perfect script, which came out to be Wrong Side Raju. So between those 2 years, I just wanted to know, like, if you had any other scripts, like, how were you sure that okay, this script is perfect for me? Like, what was your thought process behind it?
See, so the way I select script is actually I don't select script. What happens is that generally script only finds you.
Okay,
That's what I believe in.
okay.
So whatever I'm offered, whatever excites me enough as an actor, or whatever
Hmm.
challenges me enough as an actor, that is one part. The other
Okay,
part is, of course, like who's going to be director of
okay.
the film is very very important, because film is a director's medium. So his understanding of any particular script or genre or story or character is very important to me.
Hmm.
So I always like to have a narration from director for the
Hmm.
film, so that whenever they narrate, the kind of words that they use, the way they narrate, you feel, you understand what their vision is, how
Okay,
they visualize this entire scene or entire script, and that's how I select. I go by my instinct.
okay, sir. So, sir, coming to my next question, in the series Scam 92, like for the perfect portrayal of Harshad Mehta, there had to be a proper build-up for the character so that the viewer could fully understand the story and like the kind of person he was. The acting in this case had to be very important as it had to show the transition of a person from being a middle class average person to one of the highest taxpayers in the country. So how would you say you prepared for this particular role? Like how did you practice, I would say?
So how what I do generally, because I have done a lot of biopic characters on stage. This
Okay.
is for the first time that I did something for the screen, and that too in the format of web series. But why my approach is same, whether it is stage or any other format. The way I look at the character is that I generally, try and understand the emotional journey of the character.
Okay.
So from where he starts, where he goes, and how it ends. So the entire emotional graph should be clear in my mind when I perform the character. So at each stage, at what what emotions are flowing there inside, how he must be thinking his world around, is very important to me to create it in a realistic manner.
Okay.
So when I start performing, I almost become a character and then start thinking. All
Mhm.
my dialogues also should come like the character. All improvisation also, if I'm doing any, then that should also come across as the character's improvisation. So specifically talking about Harshad's character, the way I understood his journey is that a person who had a lot of dreams, coming from nowhere, no
Mhm.
financial background, he wanted to make it big in one industry. What
Yes.
he had is just his dream, his go-getter attitude, and he was ready to do any kind of hard work to this. So from that confidence to overconfidence to arrogance to ego was a journey. So from dream to the greed was a journey. That's how I've understood the character, and that's what I try to portray when I perform.
Okay. So would you say that your performance in theater helped you and perform better on screen, which was for the web
Oh
series?
yes, of course, I give all the credit to my theater stint that I did. All these years, last 15, 20 years that I've been doing a lot of theaters. And theater actually trains you as an actor.
Mhm.
It gives you a lot of discipline. It gives you focus. It gives you an insight towards creating a character.
Okay. So like film industry is highly competitive, right? And even you might have felt that something is not going your way and you might have reached your breaking point. So like for the budding actors, for like the beginners, what would you tell them that you should keep trying and like and you will get a sure shot? Is there something
I think
you
so. Two major thing that any actor, any budding actor would require to survive in the industry is passion and patience. because both these things are absolutely basics, and it requires a lot of it requires a lot of faith
Hmm.
to be around, constantly keep working. And the biggest challenge is that in the entire process of you reaching to the success, or reaching to that one opportunity that might change things overnight. That's how it happened to me also with Scam. Overnight things change, but that is not overnight for me. It didn't like that. The hard work or the patience of a lot of years that work. But to reach to that point, you are not supposed to become bitter. You are not supposed to be disheartened and not supposed to be discouraged. It sounds easy. I know it's difficult, but that's the only way to work around.
Okay. If I'm coming back to the series Scam 92, and it is based on a real story as well. Like, so there must be some sort of research which goes on into making the story. Like, you might not have the correct information, but you have to portray it in a correct manner as well. So, do you know how like directors or like writers go about in shooting such a serial? What kind of methods they follow?
So there is no particular method to do this, but see, I have also heard Hansel Mehta talking about it. That
Mhm.
web series is a different format. Web series is a different format. The film is a different format. But the way he treated entire web series of 9.5 hours is like he is shooting a long film. Generally, films are supposed to be 2 hours, 2 hours,
Mhm.
15 minutes, right? So here the as if he's just shooting a 9 hours film, nothing else. So nothing changed.
Okay. So
It is little difficult to keep a track of the such a long web series, because nine and a
Mhm.
half hours is as good as 5 films.
Following up on that, were you skeptical about shooting such a series in the time of the pandemic, or like would you have liked a big on-screen picture or on cable otherwise? Would you?
No, so we never shot it in pandemic time. We shot it
Mhm.
last year. 5th March was our last shoot day.
Okay.
5th March we completed the shoot, and then 15th March onwards this entire
Mhm.
lockdown and things happened. So I mean, kudos to the entire post production team, because they had done this entire post production during the
Mhm.
lockdown time from their home, and they have used the technology at its best.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, see, there are certain things, watching the series on a big screen will be a different feel altogether,
Yeah.
because it has a lot of cinematic feel that nothing can replace. But it is meant to be, individual viewing. The web series are generally individual viewing. Yeah, whereas cinema and all is community viewing.
Yeah.
Film is a community viewing.
Also, sir, the show setting is set in the 80s to 90s era, right? Like you can see that every financial transaction is being done on paper, and the addition of the computer came in much later. So, how
Yeah.
did you go about this challenge as the entire system, like the setting and the system was different to what we are accustomed to right now? So, what did you do for that?
So I mean, there are a lot of people. I mean, I am also a lucky one that way, that I have seen their entire change in front of my
Hmm.
eyes. When I was in school, I guess later part of the school, around 11, 12 is when the first time I started using computer. I was using
Okay.
that DOS command.
Hmm.
Pac-Man was the first game that we were asked to play to know that left, right, and upper, lower
Okay.
keys and all those things. Almost 10th, 11th is when I saw the computer for the first time.
Hmm.
So I have seen that entire change, pre-computer era to computer era to no mobile, landline to no mobile to now
Hmm.
smartphones and all. And so has a lot of people on set also. In fact, a lot of credit goes to this entire the set design and art team. That art department has worked phenomenally. They have
Yes.
created an entire era so beautifully. But it was little difficult though to understand all these transactions without computers, because now we think digitally. Right from the beginning of the process we think digitally,
Yeah.
whereas it is reverse, that first the processes were designed and then the digitization happened.
Hmm.
So automation was not an integral part of process design earlier. So
Hmm.
I actually spoke to a lot of people who were a part of Bombay Stock Exchange, who were in trading then, stock trading or this money market, that how things used to happen without computer, what
Okay.
kind of documents were used,
Hmm.
how these processes were managed, so that whenever I'm talking anything about it, it should come like it is coming from within. It's not a dialogue that I'm saying.
So, coming to the part of criticism, like obviously the show has gained a lot of positive criticism, but there will be times like where you would have received negative criticism as well. So, how do you handle such sort of things? Like even social media right now, is there a way you like neglect the negative part of it?
Yeah, so and we have to understand everything, whether it is appreciation or criticism, with pinch of salt,
Hmm.
because art is never supposed to be perfect.
Yes.
That's why it is called art. Otherwise, it would have been called science if it is so
Hmm.
perfect.
Hmm.
So, and it has a different point of view of every person. Something that I like the most, you might not even like it at all.
Yeah.
So it's that. But for us, for my work per se, when somebody says that you've done this beautifully, or somebody says that this is not that great, you've done this mistake in this character or whatever, so I have to understand everything with a pinch of salt, and I use everything just for the constructive use of my own craft, where
Okay.
I can improve, and that is it. But Baki social media and everything, I just take them as a tool to reach out to people, nothing else. I don't take social media so seriously ever.
Okay. That's a very good point, sir. Another thing which my friends also wanted me to ask you, like if you have seen the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, because a lot of people are drawing comparison between the movie and the series. So did you take inspiration from that movie, because both of them are related to almost scams as well, right?
See, the only major similarity is that it is related to the stock market. It is
Mhm.
related to the financial world, and scam being India's first financial thriller per se.
Yeah.
Because India, no other films or nothing that we have produced as a financial thriller in this genre.
Mhm.
So this is the first thing of financial thriller genre. Uh, there are no comparison as such, or there are no parallels that I have drawn. There, because two characters are so different, so damn different. Like if you see Wolf of Wall Street, the
Yeah.
character, the protagonist, his entire attitude, his lifestyle, his surrounding, his social, everything is different. The only common thing is the share market. That's it.
Okay. Sir, so if we are talking about the future, and since you have almost acted on every platform, which is the big screen, theater, as well as web series as well right now, can you shed some light on what future projects you might be taking on? Will we see you in more web series, movies, or anything else?
So with the kind of love that you all have given me, I guess there are a lot of good offers coming my way. I am
Mhm.
reading a lot of scripts. I am getting good narrations also. So let's see something of mainstream come will be finalized soon. All fingers crossed. I should be announcing some good projects soon.
Okay. Sir, so in conclusion, you did many roles wherein you were acting as well as doing your job. And like both of these require a substantial amount of time management, right? Like you were doing your job as a freelancer and acting as well. So how did you manage to pull that off? Like what tips would you give to someone similar, like suffering with that similar dilemma?
So I guess I think it's not a dilemma. It's a very good thing that happens to you when you are doing multiple things together or juggling between two things and
Hmm.
trying to give your 100% at both the places, because that will help you, push your productivity and push
Okay.
your accuracy also.
Hmm.
Because the more you, get involved in multiple things, the scope for error is very, very less, because you can't afford
Okay.
to do mistakes. So
Hmm.
you're bound to be very focused. You're bound to be, very, very productive. And that's how it helped me. And
Okay.
time management, actually, it happens automatically. You will start managing yourself in such a way that you can give your 100% in whatever you do. That's what happened
Hmm.
with me when I was in the office, when I was working in a corporate, because they were not bothered about whether I'm doing theater or I just had a show last night and I'm coming to office today after traveling. They are not bothered about it. What they were
Hmm.
bothered about is how am I performing there, and am I able to deliver the deliverables or no, with a
Okay.
correct accuracy, high quality, on time. Similarly, in theater also the same thing.
Mhm.
They were not bothered that I am coming after the whole day's office, running after changing 3 trains and running and reaching to the theater. Then they are, so because nobody is ready to accept anything which is not at par
Yeah.
of the expectation. So that pushed me automatically to to be more productive, to be more focused, and I could never compromise with quality.
Okay.
Like that becomes your second nature then.
Mhm. So that's actually very good. Like even because my friends, like every one of us, my friends and all, we are doing engineering right now, and not all of us want to get into the technical line. Like I myself am a designer, and I'm thinking of getting into that field of doing designing. So like, thank you for shedding light on that.
Yeah, but that's how it happens. You see, scarcity is the mother of invention, is what we all believe, right?
Yeah.
So when there is a scarcity of resources, you will either innovate or you will be very very productive because your resources are very limited. For me, the limited resource was time.
Yeah. So if I could ask you another question. So you did engineering as well, right? Now you must have felt like sort of like a bug in your mind that, okay, I'm going to leave a steady paying job for something which might or might not fail. So like that is something which almost everyone faces. Like we are at a crossroads every time. So how did you think that, okay, like if I'm doing this, that this will be successful? I know that this will be successful.
So I because I had this dilemma for a longest time in my mind. I
Mm-hmm.
was constantly fighting with my own. I was having question answer sessions with my own self. What if?
Mm-hmm.
What if it will not? What if it works out? What if I leave the job? What if I need something and when I don't have the job? What lot of things. Finally, I've understood one thing, that fear is one thing which is making you think all these things. Fear
Okay.
of insecurity or fear of security also. And security or insecurity is a myth in our mind. There is nothing called security
Okay.
because world is changing at a different pace. In any industry, the only one rule is perform or perish. No job will give you that security that for the lifetime you have a job.
Hmm.
Even if you don't perform, you have a job, right?
Yeah.
It's not the only security in our mind, which is a notional security, is that monthly salary check, paycheck that we
Hmm.
get. That every fifth of the month, I'm going to get my salary, and that is the biggest fear that you have. If
Hmm.
I go, if I become a uh, self-reliant, how will I earn that money?
Okay.
But the love or passion is the answer to this, because your passion will give you the answer. You will be able to do something. And the biggest lesson that I have learned is your wants and requirements should be so less that it will never be a botheration to you. That should not create the fear.
Okay.
That should
Okay.
not create. In fact, that should work for you. I have nothing to lose. I'm here to experiment.
Hmm. Well, that's all, sir. Thanks a lot for coming for our interview and like giving such a nice interview.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, and good luck to you all. Thank
Yeah.
you.